So we are currently running Bjr5. I have said many times we don't believe in the meta, so there is no Bjr5. Honestly, this is not one of my favorite teams. I'm trying a little something new and I'm running Lauren. But usually I like to go 2 damage dealers, 2 healers, 2 supports, and that's my strategy for running the Rift Raid 5. But I wanted to try Lauren because I know Lauren's really good. And honestly, I don't really like Lauren. I feel like Lauren falls off really bad once you reach the halfway point with the boss to where she no longer really becomes useful because she kind of has Oblivion on her the whole time and she doesn't provide anything when she has Oblivion on her. But all the same, I'm losing a ton of damage not running like Crow or Rauk here like I usually would. So you can see my damage is pretty low, but my assist is super high. I'm providing a ton of negative effects onto the boss, but my only damage is kind of coming out of Naomi, which kind of sucks because if Naomi goes down, my team provides 0 damage. But it's been working. We've done this a few times. We're on number 7, so I've gotten some good rewards. Jess here has a much more balanced team, and I'm really loving what Jess has done. She had a vision. She's like, trust me, I know what all these units can do. It'll work out perfectly. Jess's team is looking amazing. And it's only going to keep getting better because it's not even finished. She has Ballygir and Crow, which are staples in the Rift Raid for just doing massive fucking damage. And she's succeeding. Jess has taken pretty much the damage chart every time. This is the worst Jess's team has done in the 7 times we've done it. And she still has the most damage on the team. Crow and Ballygir just do so much damage. Her Unicorn doesn't have Devilmon in it, and it's still doing what it needs to do. It's getting that immunity down. It's getting that defense up. It has that cleanse. It works out great in the Rift Raid. Even when the Oblivion comes down, it's really easy for the Unicorn to get rid of it because she could just change forms, and that counts as 2 turns. And the cooldown goes down to 3 turns, so it's kind of like always up. The Unicorn's nuts. Her Wind Panda does massive damage, cleanses itself, gives everyone some passive healing. That's going really good, as well as all of these beneficial effects are just stacking her Ballygir, allowing him to hit the boss for massive damage on a constant basis. She also has a shear in here, mostly for the heal, attack bar raise, and attack speed up. It gives her, again, more beneficial effects, a heal, attack bar up, and finally you got Fran. Everybody's running Fran. Riley also works. At Fran, it's just, Fran is Fran. I don't need to explain what Fran does. Her team is much more well-rounded, despite this being a bad showing for it. We can run one more. Hopefully it shows that it is not that bad, because she has been providing top damage almost every single time because her team is just super well-rounded. That's the first time I've actually seen her team go down. It's been super consistent. My team, on the other hand, has not been very consistent. Just throw in everybody's got a light monkey. Just use your light monkey. He works well for this. But yeah, this is one of the places where I use my light monkey. Mostly he sees use in a lot of the PvP, and he was really useful for me earlier on. But in the dungeons now, he doesn't really provide much against bosses, and I'm definitely going for a faster time, so Light Monkey doesn't see too much action. But he does wonders here because he lowers the boss's attack bar based on how many negative effects they have. He also provides a slow, and that's about where his usefulness stops, because the rest of his abilities are all stunning, and you can't stun the boss, so he doesn't provide too much. And I do plan to replace him at some point with like a Fire Panda, a Veramos, lots of options. Bernard here speeds us up. He also provides attack break. Attack break is super important to have on the boss because he hurts a lot. He also gives a speed up, which is really nice, as well as the beneficial effect. I kind of like having a lot of different ways of applying things and not being too reliant on passive skills, but being reliant on passive skills isn't a bad thing. You can see Jess's team does wonders with passive skills. My team, I'm not the biggest fan. I don't have a lot of ways of cleansing Oblivion that the boss provides, and I don't have a lot of immunity to prevent him from applying the Oblivion. So I can't really rely on passive skills too much from like Veramos, Vertihile, and all that. It's why I'm not really liking Lauren. I usually rely more on abilities, but those have longer cooldowns. So Bernard helps me get those cooldowns coming back up. Usually, instead of Lauren, I'll run Rauk, because you could use Team Up, which lowers those cooldowns even more. So there's a lot of options here. Mostly want to be really tanky on pretty much every unit. This boss hurts, does a lot of damage, especially if you don't have the attack break. Without attack breaking the boss, you're pretty much dead guaranteed every time. Another big important debuff is anti-heal. Every time he uses this Rageful Roar, he strips you and heals for an amount of beneficial effects that he strips, which is usually a lot. So having anti-heal is crucial to getting this boss down and getting him down fast. But as you can see, this is how me and Jess run it. No Bjr5s to be seen. She does run Bally Gear, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with having a Bally Gear. I have a Bally Gear sitting in my storage. I don't really ever use them. It's not my thing, but this is how we run it. You can see I've gotten times down to 47 seconds. We're just running a random guy on our left here. He's not really providing much, if I'm being honest, but he's staying alive, and that's all we need. So yeah, this is how me and Jess run our Rift Raid level 5. Hopefully you guys can see the kind of the strategy that we go with the 2 damage, 2 healers, 2 supports. Pretty much works for us every time. It can be hard finding a third. We don't really have the units that are strong enough to do it, just the 2 of us. We've done it a few times and we can get like 5 in a row, but it's not really consistent. It's usually much better to just pick up a third guy who's running his best units on a team like we are. And yeah, best of luck out there in the Rift Raid, because this shit is hard.